Well, this morning we're checking out some antiques. This morning Ansley Watson is at Birdcage Antiques to tell us more about it. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. I'm standing in the Birdcage Antique store in Marquette. Now, most of you are probably familiar with the store on US 41 Negaunee, but this store opened up in May, so they've got a lot of neat old things in here. They even have a piece that dates back to the 1700s. So stay with us. I'm really excited to show you around and see more of what they have in here. Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
Sounds fascinating. Thank you very much, Ansley. As we continue with our day, like we were saying, antiques are kind of cool. Obviously there's so much history in there, but I'm the type of person everybody goes, well, go to rummage sales and find. I wouldn't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it seems like some people can go to a rummage sale, garage sale, and just find something that's worth way more than they got it for. And I'm walking home with like a Power Ranger toy.
Right. Well, they could be worth a lot.
Right, that's true.
We're taking a closer look into antiques, courtesy of Birdcage Antiques in Marquette. Ansley Watson is there to tell us more about what they have. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Vicki. There truly are a lot of neat things here at the store. I'm joined by one of the owners for Birdcage Antiques, Pat Hennessy. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is a new location. We're standing in Marquette. When did you open this place up?
We opened the 1st of May.
Okay. And you have another one in Negaunee, or a couple other ones in Negaunee.
This is our 3rd location in the area. We have Lowenstein's Antique Marketplace and Birdcage Antiques on US 41, or 24 US 41 in Negaunee.
So where would you describe that you're located at here in Marquette?
We're at Karen Larson Interior Design in her showroom. Behind the Kubota dealership is the easiest way to find us.
So, we are surrounded by so many things. I know right next to us is a piece from the 1700s. Describe this for me.
It's a French cheese cabinet called a fromage cabinet from France. It's from the late 1700s.
Now, how do you go about finding all these antiques? I'm always interested in that.
This piece in particular is a consignment piece that we have. But I go to auctions and estate sales, and people come in and sell me things, and you just never know where they're going to come from.
And I've always been interested in how you know they're antiques. I know there's stuff that's old, and then there's truly antiques.
Well, you have to do a lot of research.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just know, but you have to be careful because there are reproductions out there. You just get to know when you're in the business after a long time.
Yeah. So we, how did you start? How did you get involved? Where did your interest come from?
Well, when I was a little girl, I had an uncle that always had antiques, and going to his house was interesting to me, and he would teach me things. And then many years later, I met my husband, and he grew up in a family that antiqued, and it just kind of went from there. It's a hobby. It turned a hobby into a business.
And then I've also noticed that in this store, you're talking about each store kind of has its own personality. How would you describe this one?
This one is a little more upscale, but we do have things that are inexpensive all the way up to quite expensive. And then the Birdcage on the highway is a little antique mall, and we have lovely things there also, but we have primitive and shabby chic and eclectic, just different. And then Lowenstein's is about a 7,000 square foot antique mall with mid-century things to antiques to just art, and you have to come and see.
And also, you've done a good job with mixing modern new things with old things. How do you do that? How do you have the eye for that?
I don't know. I just do, I guess.
All right, Pat. Well, thank you. We'll stay tuned for the next segment. We're going to talk more about what is in this store. You have so much. We have a huge canopy bed behind us. So much to look at. Stay with us. Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson, TV6 News.
All right. Thank you very much, Ansley. It looks pretty cool. I saw some potential gift items back in there for people I know.
Maybe.
Good
a lot
stuff.
of stuff in there.
All right.
Well, Birdcage Antiques is showing us what kind of things they have to offer this morning, and Ansley Watson is there to talk more about what's going on. Good morning, Ansley.
Good morning, Sam. We're learning all about antiques. This morning, I'm joined by one of the owners of Birdcage Antiques, Pat Hennessy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you.
Good. So this is a new location here in Marquette, correct?
Yes, we opened in May of this past year.
All right. And then you have a couple other locations in Negaunee.
Yes, we have Lowenstein's Antique Marketplace on Iron Street in Negaunee and Birdcage Antiques on US 4124 in Negaunee Township.
And this is inside the Karen Larson showroom,
Yes.
correct? All right. So we're standing in front of I really wanted to point out this table. This is a very neat table. I'm going to stand over here. Pat, talk to us about this. What are we looking at here?
The table is from Mackinac Island, and it is a candy-making table. They would make fudge on it. And it is marble top and the walnut, and the bottom has marble feet on it, so when they were mopping the floors, they wouldn't ruin the wood.
Now, like I said this earlier in the previous segment, you've done a great job about mixing modern stuff with antiques. On this table, talk to us, what's antiques, what's modern?
The mirror and the tray, this is an antique. Everything else on the table is newer, but it's just, I like to show people that you can mix it. That's the eclectic part of my business. Oh, and the lamp is an antique.
Okay. All right, and then beside us over here, we have this beautiful set of table and chairs. Talk to me about these.
Well, the table and chairs is actually part of Karen Larson's interior design. It's her work table, but the chairs are antiques, and the table's a reproduction. And again, it works beautifully together.
It really, really does. And then beside us over here, this table, we thought it was a table, but you even think it might be a desk.
I bought it as a table from a woman who bought it when she lived in Greece, and she used it for a small dining room table, but I think it could also be used as a desk. The ends open, the drawers.
And I just wanted to point out this condition here, it looks like it's in excellent condition.
It is in great condition. It has the dovetailing, and it's a beautiful piece.
It is.
And it came from Greece.
Wow. I also want to point out, how would you know what is antique versus vintage?
That's a good question. Well, an antique used to have to be 100 years old, but it can be newer than that. But vintage is usually something that is, I would say, 20 to 50 years old.
Okay. And then behind us, you have a lot of like home goods, homeware in here, a lot of lamps, a lot of plates. I know behind us, what are these?
No, these are all old. The plates are Czechoslovakian, and they're porcelain. A lot of people like pretty things like that to put on their dinner tables and decorative items.
Now, all this stuff from overseas, these are all found at shows that you go to?
Well, some things people come to me and they might have lived overseas, and for instance, the Greek piece, they were in the military and they retired and downsized and decided to sell them, and I was lucky enough to be able to purchase them.
All right.
But we also go to auctions, and people come in and sell me things, and estate sales. You never know what's going to walk in the door.
No, I'm sure you have had a lot of treasures in here. Is there one piece in particular that has stood out to you that's come through here that you're just like, wow, that is a magnificent piece?
This other piece, the break front, that's also Greece, and that I think is so outstanding, the woodwork in it.
And is that marble on
And it
that?
has a marble top.
Okay. Wow. Well, Pat, you have a lot of beautiful things here. Talk to me about your hours and when you're open.
Our hours are 11 to 5, right now, Monday through Saturday, and we hope to be able to stay open on Saturdays. When we first opened, we weren't very busy on Saturdays because Karen is not open, but I'm hoping that people find out that we're here, and I will stay open if they come in.
All right. Well, thank you this
Very much.
morning.
Thank you.
Reporting live in Marquette, Ansley Watson. We'll be back with more of your TV6 Morning News after the break.